Ahoy, mateys! 'Tis I, Captain Horatio Honeyflakes, and I be here to tell you about me newest crowdfunding campaign. The adventures continue with me crew, the Mighty Mascots, in issues 7, 8, and 9. Just focus your looking glass on the amazing artwork of Ian Warianto and Anton Bondi. Me crew, the Mighty Mascots, are up against some scurvy scallywags, and we need ye help to defeat them. There be a bounty of exclusive treasure, only available here, where X marks the spot. I spy a huge coffer of bonuses and stretch goals on the horizon. Then please consider pledging so we can continue these adventures with the weirdest crew I ever had the pleasure of sailing with. Mascots Unleash!
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Indie Comics Relay. I'm your host, Keith Gleason, creator of the Mighty Mascots and promoter for Plastic City Comic-Con. With me, as always, is Johnny C., creator of Sartana, Surrounded by Death and the Pond.
That one's from Roger.
And our third co-host, graphic artist extraordinaire, Harry G. What's going on?
How's it going?
What's up, Harry?
Hey, how are you?
Hey, so what's been going on, guys, since last week, since we last talked? Anything new?
I feel like the last episode was yesterday.
Right. It's been a very crazy week.
It's been like, this weekly thing is crazy, right? Because like you don't.
Well, we were doing it for a while back, and it was like we had a lot of people that we were trying to cover too, so we're doing our best, but like it catches up to you, and like I'm feeling it now. Like even today, like I messaged you and said like I might be late. I got home at like 8:56 or like 8:58.
Oh my god!
And I was like, I gotta make it in time. And here I am.
Yeah, that's awesome. Did you have a show this weekend at all, Johnny, or no?
No, I just had like kind of familial things going on. It's my mom's birthday today, actually.
Oh,
so
wow.
We had a little bit of get together stuff happening throughout the weekend.
Yeah,
because it's Monday night was just tough to celebrate tonight, and I had all this going on.
Yeah,
so it was like,
especially
right. So we're like, this weekend was real tough. But from Friday to Sunday, we were just little things that I was doing here and there for, So it makes up for kind of not being around for Monday night.
Hey, Johnny, next time, can you record yourself racing to get here? Because
I have a dash cam.
No, it'd be a cool, like a cool episode of 24, like a geeky version of 24.
Oh yeah, with a ticking timer. Boom, boom.
That show got so
bad. If it was truly like 24, I'd be on the phone and I'd be looking at the four corners of the screen.
Yeah,
because I'm gonna break 24 for you. Ready? Anytime Jack Bauer's on the phone in 24, he's looking at the four corners of the screen as he's talking. The reason why he's looking at those points is because he's reading cue cards.
That's like the radio.
Oh, really?
The Brady Bunch.
So, anytime you notice it on SNL too. If you look at people's eyes and you trace their eyes as they're reciting lines, really good actors know to snuff that or to be mindful of that. But yeah, when you're doing like 9 seasons of a show that's very repetitive, I can imagine you need those cue cards to keep you going.
Yeah.
I heard that Doogie Howser did the same thing. He wrote, he had cue cards on the bodies of the patients. If
I was a doctor, I'd have it on my clipboard, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I'd be like, oh, here's my lines.
But where they lost me on 24 was when the Chinese government was drilling through the White House. In one episode, I'm like, what? Like, this ever happen? Like, there's no security anywhere?
Where 24 lost me was when Jack Bauer shoots his friend for no reason, and then all of a sudden a nuke goes off in LA. Oh. And I was just like, things that like, and he shot his friend for no reason to prevent that nuke, and it still went off, or something to that effect.
Yeah.
And it was just like, okay, this show's ridiculous. And it was the season opener.
Yeah,
you go forward from there. That sounds like a season ending thing. They open the season that way.
I like the show, but it was always hard to swallow how much stuff happens in this 24-hour
I know, really.
period.
When did he pee? When did he stop to pee once? When did he eat? He didn't do any of that stuff. If they just showed him coming out of a bathroom once,
Yeah.
like it would have just made it more believable.
Yep.
It
1 minute
was
drop
good
off.
It's
though.
in the
I enjoyed
details.
it when it was on.
Lesson number 1, creators: the details make the difference, because then OCD on the spectrum dudes like me will notice those things and will appreciate it.
Did you ever do you remember when I think it was IDW actually put out a 24 comic, and they were trying to mimic the TV show by doing each page was an hour in the 24. I don't know how it read, but I was like,
real tough.
it's got to be tough to make, because it's pacing in a comic versus a show is so much different. Like,
Right.
I just don't know. I mean, I admire the fact that they tried to do something like to mirror the show, but
screenwriting is a page a minute by rule of thumb. So it's like, it almost like when you're doing it for a TV show, it almost, you think like that translates, right?
Yeah.
But with a comic, it's different, because there's like so many different methods of storytelling and visual storytelling where you could, I've seen people skip years in one page and it works so good. You know what I mean? So it's like you gotta figure, it's gotta be tough. That's tough. It's a tough one.
Oh yeah. One thing I wanted to tell you both, I was at a street festival this weekend on Saturday, called the Groton Fest. Really good show. Like,
it was good.
Yeah,
were you exhibiting or were you just attending?
What is that? Yeah, we were exhibiting there.
Okay.
Which
we
Groton was
made
it?
almost like $400, like, and it was only from like 10 to 4.
Which Groton was it? Mass
It's actually right
Connecticut?
kind of near Deluxe, actually.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
they set up like a whole whole area with vendors all over the place and food trucks and stuff. And
Street fairs are hit or miss.
oh yeah, absolutely. But this
And I
one, I
think-
was impressed with how packed it was.
Well, this one, right? You had a fairly okay weekend that wasn't too hot,
Yep.
right? The weather was nice. It was
The weather's
perfect.
always a factor. Like that
Perfect
makes
for
or
a street
breaks
fair.
you. Yeah,
I'm
it
sure.
was.
I'm sure I would have possibly made $400 at a street fair in Mid Hudson, New York, if I wasn't at a Comic-Con.
Yeah, if you went to the,
That's what I'll say about that.
like if you went to the street fair instead of the Comic-Con, you probably would have done
Right.
better.
I could have made $400 there, not even vending.
Oh my god! Wow, that's not good. But yeah, overall, very impressed with it. I was like, but it could have easily gone south if it rained, so
Right. Well, that's why it's
So-
always like a 50-50 thing, but I'm glad to hear this one was pretty good for you. So I
Yeah.
assume you're going to be going back?
yeah, I'm gonna do it next year probably. It was
I
really
wish I
good.
would've-
And it was really cheap.
I would've
75.
gone to it
I
if I
think,
knew
to
about it.
get. What's that?
That's not bad.
No, I would have gone to it if I knew about it. It's like not too
Oh
far.
yeah, I should.
I
I
would've-
tend to advertise more on Twitter now than I do anywhere else, and I keep forgetting that I do have a good following on Facebook, so I gotta start advertising there as well again. But I tend to just do Twitter or X or whatever the fuck.
Did
it's
you drive
called.
by
I
the
don't
old
have a
stomping
Twitter
grounds
page
at Deluxe, or
No,
Check it out.
I kind of.
it's like
I had a park over near that school though that was after the gas station.
the Groton High School?
Yeah, that's where I parked.
But
for
if you
the
drive
event,
into
so.
Deluxe parking lot, it's like that show on History Channel, like 10 years after after humans, it's like when everything overgrows, the grass overgrows, like vegetation takes over the buildings, like
It's like
condemned.
like
Falling
12
apart.
monkeys or something.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
That's awesome.
28 days later.
Yeah. So before we bring in tonight's guest, let's take a look at the chat as always. See who's with
Fire
us.
up the
tonight.
chat.
We got Ara. I'm glad to see you
Ara,
back with us, buddy.
You're
Awesome.
a saint, my friend. We love having you.
Yeah, we love seeing you. Amy's here, of course. Let's see if we got anybody else.
Hey,
Roger
Roger's in the house.
Morocco's in the house. Good evening,
See,
gentlemen.
when you mention the pond, he's here.
That's true. There's more people watching, but not a lot of people commenting. So that's that'll change throughout the night. So, but
for sure. Well, it's funny because it's like we stream to multiple platforms. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's
absolutely.
not just the comments aren't necessarily a good indicator of who's watching.
Right. And a lot of, we do get a lot of after, like when this goes live on the channel tomorrow, we do get a lot of people watching after the fact, which is kind of cool, you know. So it has legs after the live stream, which is good, you know. But yeah, no, I'm excited to have this guest has been on the show with us before, and I know you love the comic, Johnny. I've never read it, but you've read I think I read like they might have sent us a preview or something the last time he was on it, but it wasn't like a full preview. It might have been a few pages, and I liked what I saw. I definitely got to back one of these at some point because I'm just everything's so tight now that I'm working part-time, you know. So I got to find maybe at Christmas time when I get a little extra money, I'll start packing more, you know.
Here's the one thing because for the matter of convenience, right? I wish Kickstarter, kind of like how Indiegogo, would give you like just an order now button. So even if you miss the campaign, you can order either digitally or physically through a button. It would just ping the creator and then they can just fulfill. Because why would you want to stop fulfilling you know what I mean? Like it's almost like campaign's over and you're done. Yeah. And then it's like it's on you to figure out another way to sell your book. Well, keep the page open as just a small marketplace for just that issue. You know what I mean?
That's the one thing Indiegogo has over, you know, Kickstarter. Because I think Kickstarter you can do it, but it's like, don't you have to get backer kit involved or something? Like, isn't that a whole other thing?
It's like a secondary platform. So I'm sure there is probably a way.
And you probably have to give them more fees and stuff, you know.
There's also a follow along button where, like, if you could link that to a store, I guess, and do it that way. But I just wish it was through the campaign. So if somebody was like searching or still kind of hanging out on Kickstarter, browsing, they could still technically come across your project and then just really easily order it through the platform. Because that's trusted too, right? I feel like if you have to go to a secondary page off of the page you're navigating to, trust level drops 40%.
Yeah, absolutely. People just want to get the thing and then, you know,
right. And Kickstarter is reputable. You know, shop right at johnnyc.com might not be to some people or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, right.
So
hey, Pops,
just do it
for
through
joining
Kickstarter.
us.
Pops is in the house.
Awesome. So yeah, without further ado, let's bring in tonight's returning guest, actually, which is awesome. Mr. Dan Price. What's up, Dan? How's it going?
You're muted, my friend. I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Son of a...
Hey,
all right. There we go.
Johnny, Keith, Harry, how y'all doing tonight?
Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming back on the show.
Hey, thanks for having me back on the show. I appreciate it.
Yeah, sure, man. Dan. We love you guys, and this is what the third. Well, I think the first time you weren't on the show. It was your artist,
Casey.
Right? Casey,
Casey, my co-writer,
Casey, your co-writer, and then you came on the second time, and now the third time, which is awesome, you know.
We are.
What's been happening since the last time we saw you? Is what's happening in the world of Bigfoot?
Yeah, I mean, the last time you saw me, we were talking Bigfoot Knows Karate, Chapter 2, Born Under a Bad Sign. That book came out and it seems like people really dug it. So here we are again. You know, this time we're doing a one-shot story. It's a prequel book. It's called Bigfoot Knows Karate Hinagon. And it's written by Casey Allen. And, you know, I helped out a bit, you know, but this is Casey's baby. And the artwork's done by Adam Caswell, who's been our deluxe edition cover artist for the last couple of issues. So different vibe. It's, you know, 24, 26 page story, black and white, you know, and gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous Adam, who did, you know, he did our deluxe edition issue 1 cover. And then, here you
Beautiful. Go. Look at that thing.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Gorgeous. And then he did the wraparound cover for issue 2.
Oh, wow.
As well. Yeah. So it was just a natural that we get him on a comic, you know, get to explore, you know, some more of the mythos of Bigfoot and his Karate No himself. So
Awesome.
so that's what's happening. That's what's been going on.
So is this one shot? Is it like why did you guys not do it as like an issue 3? Is it like because it's a special, not like with the current storyline kind of thing, or is it
Exactly.
that's what it is?
Exactly.
Okay.
This story actually takes place in feudal Japan. So
Okay.
yeah, so it's when I say prequel, you know, and it's not a year 0 issue. It's nothing like that. This is a slice of a moment in time of the character and the life that he's lived. So it's, you know, we've made allusions to that he's, you know, been around a minute. And there was a little flashback scene or not flashback, but like almost a insight into his mind where you caught a glimpse of this moment. And so now we get to expound on that just a little bit more and do this. You know, as we always say, it's Bigfoot Knows Karate is like Godzilla versus Kong meets Kill Bill with a twist. You know, and but we really get to get into that almost Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon vibe in this story, which is really cool. You know, it's really cool. Adam's just knocking it out of the park with the artwork. Casey's written a great story that works as a one shot, you know, but if you're a reader of the book, you know, you're going to get some extra out of it that the average reader wouldn't pick up on. So it's pretty cool.
You almost answered both questions I was going to ask right there in that go around. But what I was going to say is there anything integral in this one shot story that changes the character or needs to be known going forward? Or is it just a nice supplemental side piece?
It's a supplemental side piece with a really twisty end. Okay. And I'll just say, I'll put it like that. There's something there. Like I said, there's something there for the reader of the main series that'll be like, oh, holy shit. Well, there you go, you know, and, but otherwise it's just going to be, you know, it's a good supplemental story. It's got a monster of the week vibe to it, you know, with a little extra. So,
yeah. Same interior artist.
No. This is Adam Caswell's doing the interior artwork.
Okay.
I'm the artist on the main storyline. So,
okay. My bad.
No. It's all good. You know, the main book, you know, I do all my work digitally, full color. Adam is traditional black and white, you know, and so the styles couldn't be any more different from each other. But I think that's part of the attraction of the project, you know,
part of the one shotness of it, right?
And the one shotness of it. Yeah, definitely.
How did you guys all meet? Because you guys are scattered throughout the country. Like, how did you guys get together?
Yeah. So Casey and I met probably about 5 years ago through the comicjam.com. The Comic Jam is an online comics workshop that puts artists and writers together randomly on a one-page comic that, you know, based on a theme. So it's like one page.
Oh, weird.
No, yeah, it's really cool. Casey runs it. I was one of the people who runs it, and I found it on Instagram and said, hey, can I come play with you guys for a while? This was like in 2017, 2018. Yep. And he was like, yeah, come on. So I did. And so I did a few things with them, and Casey and I worked on a piece together, and we just hit it off. I loved the script that he wrote. It was just so different. And it was a Steve Ditko tribute piece, you know, after Ditko passed away. And he wrote this really amazing, I can't even describe it. It was so good. And so we just hit it off, and it's been a great experience. He lives in Alabama. He lives out in Birmingham, Alabama. I'm in Austin, Texas, and we've never met. We talk probably 3-4 times a week, but we've never actually gotten a chance to meet at a convention or anything like that. Adam came to us by way of fan art. He was up in Northern Maine. This original piece, this one right here, this was fan art. You know, he did that as a piece of fan art, and mailed it to my house. It's hanging right over there.
Oh, sweet.
And, and it's just beautiful. And I said to him, listen, why don't we pay you and we'll put it on the cover for a deluxe edition? And so that's what kind of kicked this whole thing off. I mean, we've that's how we met. It's all been Instagram. I know face to face. at Baltimore Comic-Con last year. He came and tabled with me at Baltimore. But
cool.
But yeah, so that's our ragtag trio, if you will. So
did you end up going to Baltimore this year or no?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Were you exhibiting or did you just to attend?
No, I was exhibiting.
Oh, nice.
I was exhibiting. Yeah, this is my second. That was my second year at Baltimore. I'll probably do it again. I enjoy the show, but I'm trying to get to Heroes Con this year, and I'd like to do C2E2 and apply to Emerald City. Some stuff like that. So trying to just get to a few different markets and that sort of thing. But Baltimore's a great show, and I always have a great time at it. For sure.
I gotta get
so many friends there
one of these days.
Yeah,
gotta get to that.
Where
show.
are y'all located? You're in Jersey, right?
No, we're all in Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. Okay. Yeah. All right.
I highly recommend C2E2 though, Dan. Like, great show.
Okay.
If I ever get, I have a few chances of gotten into Artist Alley, and it's been a real great experience each time.
Well,
I was going to say
put Terrificon
on your put Terrificon on your radar. That one's one that people.
Oh, yeah.
It's very
Where's Terrificon?
It's
in Connecticut. And it's at a casino.
I was gonna say it's at a casino, Dan. So it's perfect. It's like you Comic-Con all day, casino all night. It's kind of fun.
I might be able to convince my wife to go with me to that one.
Yeah.
Honey, it's at a casino.
It's a nice little vacation spot. I know.
Yeah, Well, we did. We went to Brooklyn this year for Brooklyn Comic-Con. She, what she does is she comes. If there's like a kick-ass town that I'm going to, she'll come along and go check out the city while I'm, in a convention eating weird chicken tenders at from the convention center restaurant. She's got it down though. Yeah, definitely. So she's got it down though. She'll go and check out like restaurants that she's heard of on Top Chef and things like that, and she'll go check out museums or whatever and just go check out the town. So she went with me to Brooklyn in June for Brooklyn Comic-Con. And we turned it into a 5-day vacation, and just had a great time checking out the city and enjoying ourselves. And so that's
the secret to doing like these Comic-Con. It's like it's work, but if you slice a little time for like tourism or fun, like it becomes a little bit of a mini vacation.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I've been talking to Amy about possibly one of these days or one of these years doing a show in like the United Kingdom, like one of their big shows, but also making it like
logistically a nightmare though. I've heard people
absolutely logistic nightmare, but
how do the taxes work on that? That's what you know what I mean? Like, who do you
don't
pay
even know
to there?
Something about pounds or something.
How much tea do I have to dump into the harbor for that one?
Yeah,
nice.
Well, not even that, but like you lose your luggage there, then it's like, what do you even do? Like, just kill me.
Can you imagine doing a fucking 4-day Comic-Con with no luggage?
My advice to you guys.
The same like tea for 4 days straight.
No, I'm telling you, like if y'all do a show like that, or you really have to fly and go far. I mean, I get travel insurance.
Yeah,
seriously, get travel. It costs like $60. And,
and it covers everything.
Flight, it covers everything. You know what I mean? So, I just you lose your luggage, you'll get reimbursed back for everything.
Or you can just wear all your clothes you're gonna wear.
Exactly. Yeah. Just wear all the clothes at one time.
Exactly.
Right. Tip from my good friend Jeff Ryder: pack some of your comics in a comics bag and then some in your luggage bag, because if one gets lost, at least you have some inventory and the day isn't lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not a bad idea. It's a tough one though, like trying to figure that out. But I'd love to try something like that. Just to not even to really go to the Comic-Con, although that would be kind of cool. I think just to go and experience another country like that,
Yeah, at least go someplace where they speak English.
Why go during a Comic-Con then? Just go travel. It's like almost at that point the Comic-Con's like extra,
Yeah. Hades said he'd meet us in the UK and put the kettle on.
Oh, awesome. Hell yeah, Hades.
Yeah, man. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for popping in, bro.
Amy said you make the money in the UK, then book it home before they can mail you for taxes. I doubt they extradite for $50.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. But that's awesome. But yeah, so do you have a convention planned for next year, Dan? Or do you have anything booked yet? Or
I'm just getting my applications together right now. I'd like to,
Yeah.
I keep missing Greater Austin Comic Con, which I find is ridiculous because it's in my house, in my hometown, and I keep forgetting to apply to it. The last couple of years. So I'm like, this year I'm doing it.
Yeah.
See y'all at home.
I had a good friend who lived down the street from me, and I never saw him. And then he moved. I went to go see him all the time. It's almost like the convenience is there in the back of your mind. So it's almost like you put it on a shelf for a little bit.
Too easy.
It's too easy.
Exactly.
It's too easy.
Yeah, I can get my applications for conventions across the country, but I can't get my shit together at home. Come on.
Yeah, right.
Give me a break.
Well, this is like Texas has a nice comic community, right? Like we've had a few guests that have been on from Texas. I feel like it's a good hub for creators. Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of them here in Austin alone. Excuse me, but yeah, there's a lot of creators. Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, Austin. I mean, it's just there are a lot of us. That's for sure. There's some good conventions. Anywhere in Texas, you're going to drive at least 3 hours to get there. I mean, that's just the running rule. But Comic Palooza is a good show. I hear Staples coming back to Austin this next year coming up, so that's fantastic. So there's some good ones, that's for sure. But I mean, I did Texas conventions for years. For years, and it was just like, where was it really kind of getting me in terms of growing the audience? It was imperative to go out and start doing Awesome Con or Baltimore or Brooklyn or wherever I've been. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's really important because the Texas conventions are great for sales. I mean, for sales, that's an awesome thing, but the networking is not what you get up on the East Coast, West Coast, that kind of thing.
Right, and it's also like spreading your product around too, and not just in this one area, which I have the trouble with because I don't go to a lot of stuff outside of the New England area. I've been to a few, over the years, but like nothing like concrete every year, so
right.
I run into that.
I always when I was working on Latex Avenger, which was my first book, and it's Latex Avenger. He's got a sidekick, spermicidal foam lad, and together they repel crime 99.9% of the time. I always used to say that the audience in Texas just never. I always figured going up east would be a good move to take that book up the east because I thought the sensibilities and the sense of humor would be more relatable up there than just than in the Texas area where that's a bit frowned upon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
was that true? Did you find that to be true?
Well,
or like
I didn't when I was in the prime of doing that book, I never left Texas. When I started leaving Texas for conventions was when I started doing Bigfoot Knows Karate. And by that point, that book was, I've done one issue of it. It was a crossover with Drew Edwards' Halloween Man. We did one issue about a year ago, just for the fun of it. But I've been focusing on that little Bigfoot comic, and so my table space when I did Baltimore and I had it on my table, it was like 85%, Bigfoot Knows Karate stuff. And then there was like, a slim area for some Latex Avenger books. This year, I've stopped even bringing it with me to Latex Avenger comics with me to the conventions. I'm just because I have so much crap now.
Bigfoot's your flagship title, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, definitely. I'm not working on anything else besides that these days. When I have another project that I'm actively working on, then it'll make it to the table.
So, what made you jump on the Bigfoot storyline or that idea? Are you a fan of Bigfoot or cryptids or whatever? Or no?
Nah.
This came to you?
Excuse me. Yeah, no. Not really, and I don't do martial arts since I was a kid. So it's been, I don't. Same with me. I don't really have a dog in the hunt.
Did the concept start off as kind of like a joke, and what I mean by that, is like even Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles started off as like a joke,
Yeah,
like two guys are just sitting around the table like making fun of, Frank Miller's Daredevil, and then they came up with this concept. But was it kind of like that where you guys started off as like a joke thing?
It was a comedy. I mean, it was originally a comedy. I mean, listen, I had Latex Avenger. I already gave you all the elevator pitch for that. I had Masters of the Obvious, which was a sci-fi space parody. You had Dr. Biclops. You had Two Eyes and The Visible Woman. You Can't Miss Her. And, characters like that. And they would fly around in a battle toaster called the USS Screensaver, having pop culture adventures throughout the galaxy. It was ridiculous. And so I was working in that universe, right?
Okay.
Bigfoot Knows Karate was an idea that I came up with 2014, 2015. And originally it was going to be the most cliche story of all time. You know what I mean? It was, just going to mimic, a martial arts revenge film, or, a Karate Kid storyline, like the Bigfoot's in the wilderness and it gets hurt and the master finds him and heals him and trains him. And, and now he's, and that, you know what I'm saying? That was the original idea, but it was going to land in this like Kane-like journey where he was going to make it to like a suburb of Dallas and work in a mall at a corn dog on a stick. And he was going to have all these weird battles in the mall, like with, like there was, it was terrible. Okay. This is why we didn't do this. Okay.
That sounds fun though. Like if you're going to do a spin-off, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, maybe a what if book. What if Bigfoot ended up at the mall,
which, can work.
Yeah, no, I mean, you remember, how we go to the mall early in the day, and you see like the seniors in their sweatsuits running or walking the mall, just moving their laps. So we had the sweatsuit mafia. That was going to be them. They ran the mall. You know what I mean? And just he had you ever see the original Teen Wolf movie? He had the roommate, the buddy who was like, all party man.
Styles.
Well. Styles, thank you. You knew what I'm talking about. Yeah, so he had a roommate, and he went to junior college. Bigfoot did, and he had a roommate that was basically Styles, and it was so off base, and it was so ridiculous. And
Bigfoot
so
would have sweated his ass off in Texas, though, at the mall.
Oh yeah,
it's not built for.
It would have been terrible.
It's not big country.
Yeah, we could have said it in Oregon. I mean, whatever. Actually, but it was still a terrible story.
It's funny. I mean, about 10 years ago, my girlfriend at the time and I thought we saw a thing online because I was visiting her out in Portland, Oregon, and I was trying to find things to do there, and we looked online like things to do, and there was like a Bigfoot hunt under a cave. It's like 40 feet underground in a cave where people thought they saw a family of big feet living there. Okay. So like when I buy a ticket, so we bought tickets and we're under there with like flashlights and like looking around for Bigfoot. I'm like, if they're here, we're dead. What the hell we do it? We're so stupid. And you couldn't see anything. You couldn't see anything either. So it was just But it's kind of funny though. For the story, we did it.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. No, it's I shelved the book that stayed in the shelf from like 2014, 15 to like 2017, 2018. And I started drawing the character again, but this time the art was completely different. The style was completely different. The eyes were completely different. It went from this goobery, probably dick and fart joke book that turned into, this character that had, if you were the only one of your kind, you were the only one of your species and nobody knew you existed, what would that do to your soul? What would that do that to your psyche? What would that do to your personality? And you happen to know karate. That was like the thing. And so I started drawing this, almost depressed character, and that, that's kind of what kicked it off. And the tone of the artwork changed the tone of the story completely. And it had to be different. It could not be cliche. It could not be trite. It had to be something unto itself. And, I know that we're talking, I'm Godzilla vs. Kong meets Kill Bill with a twist. Yes, everybody's taking a little something from here and there and kind of homogenizing it into one thing these days. That's what we do. Reese's peanut butter cups are delicious. Do you know why? Because it's chocolate and peanut butter smushed together. Right. Bigfoot and karate, it's the same concept. You know what I mean? But I could not be a revenge story. How do you get revenge if you have nothing? no one knows you, and you have to say it not be that story. It had to be something completely different. Johnny's read it, I mean, it's not what you think it's going to be. Once you get to the end of the first issue, we turn you on your ear really quick, and so it's definitely going its own direction. It's thumbs up.
I've always said that it reminds me of Samurai Jack.
Yes,
it looks like
yes.
Right.
Similar,
I've always said that. I get Samurai Jack vibes off of it, where it's like some of it's a little bit like comedic, but but almost like in an ironic way, and then some of it's just like played so straightforward and serious that it also becomes kind of humorous as well. But it's also insightful. It's not to diminish it or to minimalize it. Yeah, it works on so many layers, and I think that's part of why I like it so much, is that you're telling several stories with several different styles and themes all in one, at least the way I perceive it.
Hey, look, you're the reader, man. You tell me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's the nice part about reading a comic book, is everybody takes something different away from it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. So
in this world, he's one of a kind. There's no other Bigfoot other than
he's
him.
the man. He's the one.
He's the man.
Yeah, he's the one. So
awesome. Yeah, like what I'm interested. It's interesting how too it's like taken over. Like first you said you started off as kind of like a joke back in 2014, and then you started reworking it, and now it's like the only book you're working on. Which yeah, so it's kind of like this new idea, this new repurposing of it has kind of taken over everything. Would you say? Is that like? Oh yeah, no, I'm good for 5 books on this story, for drawing it, and I'm good for 5 to draw it. We're going to put an epilogue into the last issue, so it leaves. Was it 5 going to be 5 total?
Yeah, 5 of the 5 chapters plus the one shot. I'm good with 5 for the artwork on 5 on the first arc, and then after that, if we want to keep writing books, we'll maybe bring in an artist or somebody to do some things, to do a book after, to do an arc after that. I've got plans for my next thing that I want to do after this already. I know my next project. I know exactly what it's going to be. And I'm adapting a play into a comic book is what I'm going to be doing.
Oh, cool.
So
cool.
Yeah, it's a mafia story. I can't wait to really get into it and get to share that whole thing with you guys, because it's going to be cool.
Yeah, nice. Awesome. Well, we got to make sure that you come back on for that one too.
Well, we'll give it a couple of years. It's going to be a minute, but so for sure.
And that's the funny thing too, is like I think I got like 7 stories in my heart that are just waiting to come out, and it's just a matter of getting through the stuff I'm working on now. You know what
exactly. I mean? You got to finish your commitments, and
it's like you get pulled in a million directions while you're, you know how it is. Because now creating is not just creating, it's social media. It's like all this other stuff that's not making comics,
So that's the funny thing about it too, is before, like, I would take on anything and everything. I was like, you want to work together? Sure, why not? And I realized with how much time goes into each thing and how much effort and commitment you have to put into each thing, it's like I find myself being very selective to what I say yes to nowadays. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You have to, because if you say yes to everything, you'll get nothing accomplished. And I mean, this year I had the opportunity to do what is it? I don't even know what an anthology book. Exactly. And I had to politely decline, because I mean, I got to focus on what we've already committed to. Casey and I are trying to pump out this the little Bigfoot book here, and we got Adam, and we're just all trying to make this thing go along while this one's finishing up. Right now I'm working on chapter 3, and so we can, I mean, I'm slow enough already, guys. If I take on anything else, it's just going to be, it's going to be a wasteland. So I've got to prioritize and make sure it all gets done. And then when there's time for the next thing, there we go.
Yeah. Like I get you on the anthology thing. Cause like, I've never actually been a part of one, like, cause I just always focused on my stuff. Like, and and doing an anthology kind of just takes you away from it, you said, Johnny and Dan, that like it's just a long process making even one issue,
Oh, absolutely.
so that's part of my problem too. It's like, I'll get the anthology like bug. I'm like, oh, I want to work on that, or I got a short for this, or somebody approaches me and goes, hey, do you have anything you can put into this? And then, I'm going, meanwhile I'm working on my own stuff. It's like, oh, I gotta get pulled away, and like it's almost like, oh, that's a flashy little thing. Let me get in on that. And then I completely, I just get completely pulled in so many different directions, like you said.
Well, that, and you try to repurpose things you already have, and it's just like, I wonder if this
that's
will work.
Worked for me a little bit, but not too much. Yeah. I got a little mileage off of one story where it was repurposed and there's an alternate version I was able to use and kind of, get some mileage that way. But, that's not a common occurrence. That was a rarity. So I lucked out in that regard.
Well, and the themes are always changing. So you never know. Which is
one time
awesome.
I was going to try and do my own anthology. I gave that a shot one time where it was like, 4 different stories with 4 different styles of artwork, 4 very different types of comics. And it was like, there was a Bigfoot Knows Karate bit. There was the mafia thing. I have drawn some pages of it already. This was a while back. And then there was like this knockoff of like early 90s Image, concept. And then there was one other thing. I can't even remember what that was. But I tried to do that at first. And I was like, well, I don't really care about it. Once I started really working on it, I was like, well, I don't care about half, these other things right now. Just do the Bigfoot thing. But, it would be cool to actually put out your own anthology with very, no theme, but one creator doing different, styles and different works, completely different.
I did that for 2 issues. Like I tried to do something like that, but it was 3 stories, 8 pages each. And it was like one story was a comedy. Though the second one was like Mighty Mascots, which turned into my 24/7 project.
Your flagship title,
my flagship title. And then also I did the third one was like my dipping into like public domain characters and trying to make something like that work, and I did it for 2 issues, and it was really hard because like you trying to coordinate 3 art teams, and it's bad enough to do 1, never mind doing 3, so
right.
And but it was kind of neat to do like your own anthology that was all the books were you basically,
But really, isn't that just dabbling with experimenting with your creativity essentially, right?
Yeah, it's almost like your version of my presents, it's not like you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it felt like, more than an anthology, but but
go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Harry.
Oh no, it wasn't me. It was
what were we gonna say, Dan? Who was about to speak?
I was, but Dan. You were talking, so I was trying to be polite and not interrupt you like an asshole.
That's why we're not polite around here, Dan. Just throw politeness out the window.
Forget it then.
Fuck them. What were you gonna say, Keith? Let's keep it rolling.
Well, I was gonna say I didn't have any thoughts left on that subject, but like we can look at.
I don't know why when you guys were talking about jumping into different themes and whatever, it reminded me. I don't know. It's random thought of the John Ritter movie when he was like that remote control movie. Would be in different. What's that called?
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Yeah.
Was it Stay Tuned? Yeah.
And he'd be on different TV sets.
But it was all like satanic themed. Like he ended up on My 3 Sons of Bitches.
Yeah, right.
They did a Three's Company bit in there too.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know why it just popped in my head, but it's
northern overexposure, and the guy was just like freezing to death. I remember some of the TV things were really funny. But what I was gonna say is like we should probably like take a look at the new campaign and just
let's pull up the campaign page.
So why we got Dan here,
So now, Dan, while he's bringing that up, just where are you in timeline in terms of issue 3?
We are finishing out script stuff now, and I'm already working on art. So it's that's where we're at with that.
You're thinking like mid next year for a launch, or?
I'm thinking it's going to be done before we go. No, a little later because I want to be complete with it before we go to launch. I really want to be complete with it before we get a launch. That's a big deal for me this go around. So,
what do you think? We were when you were backstage when we were talking at the beginning of the show. What is your thoughts about like
24.
Kickstarter?
Sorry.
We can talk about that too. But I was gonna say about Kickstarter having like a store option.
that would be cool. You know,
I think so too.
I'm with Lesser Known Comics. That's my publisher, and so you can pick up back issues on their website, lesserknowncomics.com.
Okay.
But it would be nice if you could just go back to the campaign like on an Indiegogo. I've toyed with the idea of doing a catch-up tier on Indiegogo, like a catch-up campaign, and just giving that a shot and seeing what that would be like. So I don't know. You use Indiegogo. How do you like it over there?
I've used both. I've used both. I started with I did a couple Kickstarters, and now I've done a couple Indiegogos. It just has a couple better things, like the in demand is huge for me. Like I love that. And the other thing I love is when they back, they have to buy it essentially right then and there. It's just no waiting to the campaign ends.
Sure.
Because I don't know if this has happened to you, Dan, but when the campaign ends, you lose, maybe $50 to $100 or more with people that goes to campaign at the end, And so those are the two things I like.
300 on my last campaign.
Did you really? Oh,
yeah.
It's brutal, especially if you're, like if you're just kind of close to the goal, or you go over maybe like, maybe your goal's 2,000 and you make 2,500, but then you lose 300 of that. That's like huge,
That is a beast. Yeah.
So yeah, that's those two things I like.
Indiegogo thing where they pay up front is that of all the campaigns I've backed, I've had the most unfulfilled through Indiegogo. I wonder if part of that is the, charged right away, money available thing. You know what I mean? I wonder if that's the byproduct of that,
Could be. And then George told me that like he's had trouble backing campaigns on Indiegogo. I don't know if I've never had that experience, but like he said, it's tougher for some reason. He had a good take on it. He was always saying like how Indiegogo is better for the creator, but Kickstarter is better for the consumer. And I don't know if you guys think that's the case here. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I know
I couldn't tell you there, but I mean that sounds like it tracks.
Yeah, I mean, like I do like somewhat on Kickstarter how you can kind of like, oh well, I'm gonna back it, but at least like it's not gonna go through and for another like 3 weeks or something,
Right.
So that's good, especially if your money's running tight, So that's good, but like I don't know, back and forth. I like both platforms, but I prefer Indiegogo a little more, I think. But,
sure.
So. But yeah, so tell us a little bit about. Well, you should probably tell the audience, what it's about first, and then we'll go through the whole campaign.
Do you want to check out the video?
Yeah, is it short one?
Fire up the video.
Yeah, it's short. It's like a minute.
Oh, okay, yeah, perfect. Let's
roll that footage.
All right, let me know that if there's no audio too here. All right, hang on.
Okay.
We got
audio.
Wow, great trailer.
Yeah, pretty cool.
So good.
Yeah,
so good. I love that.
That's
beautiful
cool.
artwork too.
Yeah.
It's
fine. That guy
gorgeous artwork. Like great job there.
He's doing an amazing job. He's doing an amazing job. Bigfoot arrives at a village. There's a creature that is causing havoc on the village. He has a purpose for being there that I'm not going to go into right now. And there's a very big battle between this Mizuchi, this water dragon, and Bigfoot, and so great battle story, and a lot of good action, and like we do in our other stories, there's other books, there's a plot line that's happening underneath that you'll find out more about as the book goes along. So
is this dragon monster thing a known thing in Japan or Japanese or whatever? Is it
the Mizuchi? Yeah, the water dragon. Yeah. So we're playing with that. We do play with different cryptids and kaiju and things like that in the book. We've had in the second issue we had a chupacabra with a shotgun,
nice.
Thermonucleodon the kaiju. We did Asterion the Minotaur, who's from Greek mythology. We play with different creatures, and then creatures we make up in the process too. Like Thermonucleodon is just something that we came up with. It's a big old kaiju that has missiles growing out of his body, so kind of a play on a Godzilla type creature. So yeah,
I think my friends and I invented a cryptid years ago. That there was a guy that kept borrowing money off of us, and we called him a Chupacabra.
Chupacabra. Nice.
He never had any money, so
that's fantastic.
That could be a new character.
That's great.
Checks in the mail, Harry.
Yeah. I gotta say, I love his layouts and stuff. Like this page alone, what a great layout.
Yeah.
Oh, it's incredible.
Beautiful. Yeah, look at that. I mean, just
is that pen and ink or what is it? How's it done?
It's pen and ink and Copics for the tones. Yeah.
But that alone would make a great print. Like that's beautiful on a wall by itself. You know what I mean?
Right?
Oh yeah, it's a wall piece for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
this guy, and this guy just kind of sent you fan art, and that's how you guys found him, huh? That's great.
Here, I'll show you. Hold on. Yeah, this is the piece that he sent me.
Wow, look at that.
Yep.
So good.
Issue
Did
1
your jaw
cover,
drop to the floor when you opened that?
right?
Shit, I shat. I swear to God.
Yeah, look at that.
That's in the past tense, but yeah, it's beautiful. It's just absolutely beautiful piece.
Yeah, it really is.
And as far as that first page, you were saying that's a wall piece. Yeah, no, I've actually already claimed dibs on that one.
Oh, nice. Yeah. But I love too the way so my favorite part is all this smoke, but it kind of comes up and forms this panel here, and really cool stuff. Really well done. Even this one, I mean, look at, oh my God.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And you never not know what's going on too. That's huge,
The fact that you can follow along is very helpful. You know what I mean? Like, I think the goal is always that the artwork can tell the story without the
words. Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
So now I'm thinking about Thor Ragnarok and the Hulk. In that that movie, kind of remind me because Bigfoot's out of place in Japan. It's.
Oh, well, like in the World War Hulk story, not
right?
Hulk, the one where he's in the planet and he's
exactly
like the gladiator type. Yeah.
Kind of reminded me of
Planet Hulk. Thank you.
Right. Yeah.
Wow, this artwork is incredible.
Go back up, Keith. Go back up.
Yeah.
Go back up real quick.
To this
one? Just the night sky. Just the night sky one was just like beautiful.
Which one?
The next one, maybe?
This one? No, wait, did I go too far?
You passed it.
Maybe
it was near the bottom.
Yeah. There's just one with the night sky. It's so eye-catching.
This one?
That right there looks amazing.
Yeah. That's gonna be like the splash dramatic entrance kind of page, right?
Yeah, right? So good.
Yeah, that's really good. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, this is great stuff. Really solid artwork.
That one right there. Look at that with the moon.
Yeah, that top panel.
It looks so good.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
And I like that he didn't
water,
do a full
everything,
moon.
The glow, the little rays of light. Beautiful.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Dan?
Oh no, I like
Yeah,
that he
the
didn't do
little,
a
like-
full moon. Like everybody always does a full moon in their comics.
Mhm.
Not everything can happen on a full moon. I'm
Yeah.
glad.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like it a lot. And it, like, with everyone kind of excited because, like, was it last year or the year before with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin was such a huge hit. Like,
It's such a good book.
Oh,
it is. And like, like this kind of is something you could kind of, build off of that. Like, hey, you're missing, like, you want something that's kind of like in that vein. Here you go,
Come on.
Yeah, it's great, man. Great stuff. Artwork is phenomenal. And then this is from do you have chapter 1 and 2 on here as well?
Yeah, we have a catch-up tier in there, so I put
Okay.
some of the pages from the first book and
Awesome.
second book in there as well. Definitely different styles completely. But you know
absolutely.
what?
But like,
Yeah.
I like your style as
and you
well.
can see
I mean,
when you say it's like a one shot, it shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It almost like it's a dream. It feels like very much like a dream sequence, or like a old legend that's in a scroll or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah, like they found like this ancient text, like, and it
yeah.
tells
Oh,
a story about
beautifully
Bigfoot.
painted. Yeah.
Great stuff. Yeah, no, I love this property.
Well, everyone
I
looks
think you
different
guys-
from generation to generation. Every nobody looks the same as they did like years ago. So maybe that's an earlier or a later state of Bigfoot.
I'm going to be very disappointed if Adult Swim doesn't come knocking someday and going, "Hey, we got to make this into an animated series." Because
I'll be too. Yeah.
Like it's so beautiful.
Oh,
and it lends itself perfectly to like a cartoon,
Well, and the other thing too is like I think you guys were kind of in on the whole like cryptid thing too. It seems like lately, the last year or so, I've been seeing a ton of cryptid projects, right? Like and I feel like you guys were in on this before all of that kind of took shape.
I also had Doc Martens in high school a year before everybody else. I'm a trendsetter.
It definitely is big because on the way home from work tonight, I saw like at least 2 Bigfoot air fresheners, Bigfoot bumper sticker. It's like everywhere. Everyone's like so in on it, like
oh yeah,
Bigfoot. And
it could be too that like Halloween's around the corner now, so there might be more creature stuff out, but
sure,
I don't know. But yeah, no, this is great, man. This like it looks like another like solid campaign, and the fact that you guys already, oh my god, you have a championship belt.
What's this?
What is this about?
This looks great.
All right,
yeah.
I need it. Are you kidding me? I need that.
Well, John, you gotta like fight him for it. I think.
Yeah, I won't fight anybody for it.
It's the Bigfoot Knows Karate Theme Club World Championship. So
look at that.
Yeah,
is there only one?
No, we got 3 available on the campaign. 2 of them are one of them's already gone. But we have one of them's already gone. But you can get the belt. I'll sign the belt, and we'll send you a mess of comics to go along with it.
Dude,
I need that. That's so awesome.
Did you find an actual place that makes the belts for like WWE and stuff?
No. I found a place online that makes belts, and I was like,
oh, okay.
It's
very fun.
I mean, you can. It's solid metal. It's like 7 pounds. So
wow,
it's
nice. That is cool, dude.
It's pretty cool.
It was something different. I got it to go on my table at conventions, because people will get into it and they want to get their photo with the belt and that sort of thing. And and so it just made sense to put it on the campaign.
Yeah, why not?
If they sell, they sell. If they don't, they don't. But it was just something fun that we could do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
this is great. And you see, you're using Comics Wellspring. I love them too.
Always, they're great.
Those guys are great.
And I love this. No AI images. That's great.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Girl's got to have her standards, I mean, come on
absolutely.
Now. So
absolutely. I don't know anyone that like any of my circle of creator friends that are all about AI. I don't think any of them are.
No. I mean, look, It's bad enough I draw digitally, damn it. You know, I mean,
Right.
we don't need to bring AI into it too. Or, you know, but it's oh, thank you, Ben.
Yeah, thanks, Ben. Thanks for joining us, bud. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Yep. Thanks for watching, Ben.
And I was gonna say, like, yeah. So walk us through the perks. Like, what would you recommend here?
So we got, you know, if you're on, you know, working on a budget, because hey, in this economy, forget about it. You know, we have the digital for $4.
My way in right here, actually. $4 I can swing.
$4 for the thing. We have the $8 for the regular cover or for the regular physical. So we have that price point there, and then we have a digital catch up as well. I think that's the next one. Yeah, you can get all 3 books for $12 digitally.
Oh,
so
maybe that'll be my way to do it.
There you go. Then we do our deluxe. We have the regular edition, and then we have our deluxe edition there. The deluxe edition is the same story. And then as we've done in the previous books, we've received a lot of fan art over the time that we've been doing the book. We're over 150 pieces at this point. And so what we do is we put some of the, you know, just kick-ass artwork that we receive, and we put that in the back of the comic in our deluxe editions. So
I love that Frank Miller one.
Oh, isn't that beautiful? Yeah, Frank did that himself. Great. Can you believe that? No, he's a big fan of the book. No, that was done by Dennis Valencia. But we take some of the great pieces, and then we do a director's commentary. Oops, there we go. We do a director's commentary.
Add for social studies there.
Oh, social studies. That's our buddy,
social studies.
Adam Gagnon.
Yep. Yeah, nice guy.
Yeah, he's really a good guy. He's up in our neck of the woods too.
Yeah, I've been on his So Wizard podcast before.
Oh, you have? Okay,
yeah.
Yeah. Say if you've done his show, he's great dude.
Yeah. Well, if you click on the QR code right there, that's our director's commentary video that we do to go along with the book. So that's the difference between the regular editions and the deluxe editions.
You guys actually film yourself and then you go page by page, that kind of thing?
Yeah, we just do we do a Zoom, myself, Casey, and then we usually have somebody host it for us, and we have a couple other talking heads, and we just talk through the comic, you know, ad nauseum for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, way too long for one book. But you know, we all get into discussion and we start bullshitting.
That's good. That's a cool idea. Like, I never
different kind of perk. We've been doing it since issue 1, and it's been working out well. So continue the tradition. So it just makes it different than just having a regular variant cover. You know what I mean? It gives you something a different experience. So we have the deluxe edition there. Oh, go ahead.
No, one question I had for you, like on pricing, like why did you decide to go like 8 instead of like why didn't you go 10? Like is there a reason behind that, or is it? We
do a 30 to 36 page book on, you know, for the normal full color, you know, for our regular storyline.
Yeah.
We're spending a lot less to make this comic. I mean, it's just, you know, so I know the standard is $10 for a lot of folks on crowdfunding, but it was just a conscience. It was just like, I know I'm spending less to make this book. How can I charge the same price point for a color book with more pages? You know what I mean? It just didn't seem right.
Gotcha.
That was really the big thing for me on that one.
No, that's really nice of you, because you could have easily done that. No one would even batted an eye, you know. So that shows your integrity, though. I think that's great. You know, hey,
without it, what would we be? You know, I might have more money, but you know, I mean, I guess I'd have $2 more per issue.
Karma, Dan, you get good karma built up that way.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I don't believe in much, but karma is something I do believe in. So yeah, for sure.
All right, so sorry, please continue.
Yeah, keep on going. So it keeps going. So that's the deluxe. And then we have the 2 blank sketch cover package. If you want to get a couple of blanks, there you go. It's $15. It's a good price point.
Nice.
So yeah,
come find you at a show and get a couple of sketches done.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. We can do that if I remember to bring pencils and pens. Absolutely. I never bring that stuff with me. I'm terrible about that. So, but yeah, and then we got the foil edition, foil deluxe edition. So that's done by Dennis Valencia, the guy who did that Sin City like piece and the other book.
Cool.
He did the cover on this one. It's gorgeous.
And that's going to be like a nice foil embossed cover.
Foil. It's gonna be a foil logo. The word karate.
Oh, okay.
Foil.
Yeah,
Nice.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
So doing that, and then we got the catch-up tier. Get issue chapter 1, chapter 2, and Hinagon, $27. How can you go wrong? That's a good price.
Yeah, that's not bad
Great
at all.
deal.
Yeah, and then you can get all 3 covers there for Hinagon, 50 bones for that, and then you get mini prints with it too, and a few other little goodies.
Are the mini prints just the covers?
No. Here, I can show you examples of mini prints that I've done in the past. Hold on, I have. Where the hell are the mini prints? Well, they're cool anyway. Here you go. So,
They're like little postcard size ones. I think you
they're little.
had them in the
8.5
last
by
campaign,
5.5. Yeah, they got. I've got. They look like this.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that, or here's my my Stephen Platt homage piece that I did a while back.
Oh, cool.
Let's see that. Yeah,
Nice.
and we got all sorts of them. I got tons of these things, man, because people are awesome and love
Look
to
at
send
that.
That's
artwork.
great.
And so, yeah, isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah.
So anyway, so we do different mini prints. I'll usually do 2 or 3 of them in a campaign. So yeah.
Oh, that's cool. And they're exclusive to that campaign kind of thing.
Yeah, I'll if I have overprints, they come with me to conventions, but once the print's done, the print's done.
It's done, yeah. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. And then we have the retailer pack, $75, get you 5 copies of 1, 5 copies of 2, and 5 copies of Hinagon, as well as 1 foil cover.
Oh,
So
Cool.
yeah.
It's really cool.
And then you can get the commission right there, the sketch cover commission. Adam will do you a cover up. So it's $100, and you can get Adam will do a cover as well, do the sketch cover, as well as you get a reader copy of Hinagon as well.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Fantastic.
That's a pretty good
that's
deal. You get the
the thing on
reader
the foil.
copy and the collector's sketch cover. That's pretty cool.
That's the same thing on the foil too. I forgot to mention that you get a reader copy with that as well, so you don't have to bust into your foil copy.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
And now, so
Then
this is
the
all
reader
the lesser
copy,
known
like
comic.
newsprint, or is it just a regular print copy?
No, it's just a regular physical.
And
it's
this
just
is
a
like a
regular-
lesser known comics starter pack.
Yeah, so you got the 3 covers for Hinagon, the 1 and chapter 2 of Bigfoot, and then a whole slew of lesser known comic books to check out. There's Tights, Tank McGregor, Velour and Tweed, Yuriko. It's a horror show by Jay Lauder. There's so many great books in there, so definitely worth checking out.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And
then,
then the belt.
The
So,
championship belt. That's great. And you get a belt with this one. That's awesome.
you get the belt. and
I
you get the
wish
books.
this was just timed differently because I'm so broke. Otherwise, I'd be getting that belt. It's so awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Johnny, here's my invitation
Like,
to you. Anytime
I'm
you
gonna have to
want
hit
the
you up,
belt,
Dan. Maybe
call
like
me
if
up.
you still have one in a couple months.
What's that?
Yeah, no, you got an open door invite for a belt. You want a belt? You let me know. I'll get you straightened out on that. How's that sound?
Awesome,
Oh,
awesome,
nice.
man. That's fantastic. That or I'll
And
just
I
have to
forgot to say
challenge one of the
before, I love
backers
your-
for theirs.
Yeah, right. There you go. And by the way, I forgot to say to you earlier, I love your AEW hat. By
Oh,
the way,
thanks, man.
so,
Yeah,
yeah.
representing the brand. Did
There
you
you
watch
go.
Wrestle Dream?
No, I was traveling this weekend, but I caught
right
I just read about it. It sounded like it was a damn good show.
Oh, good show. Good show. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounded like it was a damn good show.
Awesome.
Is that the big event this for?
There
AEW?
was a pay-per-view yesterday
Oh,
where they type it's basically like all the storylines. It's like your last issue in a major story arc basically before we start up a new story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. So no, the early bird covers, what is that like for?
Oh yeah, that's done now. But the first 2 days there was a early.
Oh, I
birds.
see.
Yeah,
And
so
what a
those are-
bargain
those are-
too. $20 gets you both. Like that's
Yep.
great.
Yeah, that is really good. That's awesome.
Yeah,
dude.
so those have passed now. The early bird project campaign has passed,
And,
but
and
you know.
55 with a sketch, like that's what a deal.
with the blank sketch, yeah,
Yeah,
so,
what a bargain. That's fantastic.
yeah, really.
yeah,
good.
people didn't jump on those as hard as I thought they would, unfortunately. But you know what? That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah. Well, you never know.
You know,
This year's been really weird.
you never know, and you got to put it out there just to find out.
Yeah. Like I gotta say, like this year's been really weird with convention sales and campaigns and everything. Like just been a little
Things
off.
are tough right now.
Yeah, they really are
tough right now. I mean, listen, I appreciate anyone and everyone who's willing to, back support, like, share, subscribe, whatever, retweet. Anybody who's supported this comic in any way, I'm really grateful for them. Whether it's they're backing the book, they're sharing the campaign, they're doing fan art, or just reading the thing. I mean, I'm just happy that people are involved in it and just are excited about it. So
that's the best when somebody reads your book and they come back and they tell you about it. Like that's the absolute best.
Brandon,
what's up, Dismay Comics? How you doing?
Yeah, we had him on. We had him on a couple weeks ago, I think. Brandon,
is in here 2 weeks ago, maybe.
Looking forward to Hinagon. Do you know Brandon?
I don't know him, but we have communicated a bit on Instagram, on cool. DM and that sort of thing, and I'm following him on TikTok. I love his hat.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
The whole shtick is fantastic. It's great.
Yeah,
I'm really
excited
for him. I backed his. He's got a campaign going right now. I just backed, and so I wish him all the best on that.
Yeah, I told him to start selling those tinfoil hats at conventions. I think that would be
make a killing.
Yeah, pair it with the comic and sell it that way. It'd be awesome.
Oh, absolutely.
So hopefully, maybe he'll listen. I don't know, but yeah, dude, this campaign looks great. I'm gonna take the link here. I'm gonna share it in the chat. So if you guys are looking to help out Dan, and they've already hit their goal, and what's the deliver date look like, Dan?
We put down March. I think we'll deliver faster than that, but I wanted to give us
still right around.
Give yourself enough time.
Yeah. I mean, the last thing you want to do is over promise and under deliver. So it's So the book's coming along really well. I think he's about 2/3 done with the artwork. So we're moving at a good pace, but just wanted to give it that a little extra time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. You never know with the printing times nowadays. Although, Comics Wellspring is pretty damn quick. Yeah,
they're good.
They really are.
Yeah, if you pay for it, you'll get it. You'll get it. The key is you have to remember this is where they got me, but they actually did me a solid. Is that it's 2 weeks in business days. Not actual 2 weeks. They got I was just under the radar, just barely made it for San Diego, and they they included the weekend days for me just because I didn't know, and I was under the gun.
And they did it for you.
They did it for me, and that's how awesome they are. They are such a good printer. Highly recommend Comics Wellspring.
They did this piece for me. Hold on. Out of the wall, they did this foil for me, and there were some problems trying to get the foil done properly. And
I didn't even know they did foils.
Yeah.
They just started doing it. I gotta. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, cool.
Beautiful.
Let me take it out of the bag. But they did these for me, and they're just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. And we had some problems, and they went above and beyond the Call of Duty to get that fixed for me. And so it's not always that you just get it right every time. Like, that's awesome. But if you mess up, how do you handle it? You know what I mean? And they always handle it with grace and dignity and treat you like a customer, not like, you already paid, so we don't have to put up with your crap anymore. They know they know, I think, look, the indie comics community, everybody talks, we all know each other, and so it's like, and I think they know that, well, first of all, I think their integrity is in line with the fact that they're going to deliver a quality product at a good price point. They always take care of you on that regard. And the fact is if there's ever a problem, they are so quick to fix it. I'm grateful for that. I'm just grateful for that.
Look at this. Yeah. Brandon said that he started pre-making the hats before the convention. That's awesome. Nice. Yeah, awesome, Brandon. Let us know sometime how those are doing for you at the show. I'd be curious. Hey, DS, thanks for joining us. Awesome. Yeah. So dude, I love it. I think this is gonna. I mean, I'm glad you already made your goal, so you're there, and you have 17 days left to make more
you
money. Which
smashed the goal, man.
Know, so.
Oh,
do you have
we're moving in a good
goals in place?
Yeah, stretch goal. First stretch goal has already happened. We did our first stretch goal already. It was we passed. Say what?
What'd you say,
Hello?
Johnny? Did we lose Johnny? Johnny.
No, yeah. Did I glitch out or?
You did.
Yeah,
what were you saying? Yeah.
I was just saying, was there stretch goals in place, or do you have some planned? Okay.
We hit our first stretch goal already. It was at 3,500. You get on the previous campaigns, we've been doing trading cards for the first stretch goal. So like these Kung Fu Thulu cards here, we've done 4 cards already. So we're going to do 2 more cards for the stretch goal. So, hey, complete the set of villain cards that we've been steadily pumping out. And then the next stretch goal, we'll do that at 4,500. And that's going to have to do with some original art. It sounds like I'm putting the final touches on that right now, but it looks like we're going to be raffling some original art as well as doing another gift tier type thing, probably stickers, because everybody seems to trip out about stickers. And so those are always good stretch goals. So I'm thinking that's what we're going to be doing.
Right on.
Yeah, scratch and sniff. You can smell Bigfoot's armpit.
That'd be awesome. How great would that
be? Wet dog smell, you know,
like a skunk ape or whatever.
Yeah.
Actually, it's like high karate.
Yes.
Ooh, nice.
That's great.
I was talking. I went to one convention, like maybe Rhode Island or one of those, and I ran into what's his name, Roseanne Barr's ex-husband there,
Tom Arnold.
Tom
Arnold, yeah.
And I walked
Truth, baby.
Yeah, right. A great movie. And I went to his desk. I'm like, so Tom Arnold, what conspiracy are you working on right now? I was like, what do you mean? Like, what have you heard? I'm like, no. I heard you on the Howard Stern show and talking conspiracies and everything, and I know you're big on that. It's like, oh, then like 20 minutes later, we're talking about Bigfoot and like whatever, you know. I'm like, isn't it weird that, you know, in different cultures there's like a different name for Bigfoot, like Sasquatch, the Yeti, you know, the China wild man, whatever, skunk ape. So, you know, back before there was the internet or whatever, everyone, so there might be something to it, you know what I mean? Like, because why would everybody have a different name for it, you know?
Yeah.
If it wasn't like a sliver of truth to it.
Yeah, right.
Oh, there's been this type of creature walking around all different points of the world for, you know, how many generations back are talking about some weird creature that was walking around in the woods,
right?
All different parts of the world.
Right,
you know,
right. And
it's a very universal concept. So it's pretty exciting.
That's why I think you should stick to the Bigfoot comic, because I think people are you know, interested in it. You know,
I think that we've got you know, Bigfoot's probably the most mainstream of the cryptids. You know, I mean, you don't really get a lot of Nessies on the back of people's mud flaps of their trucks.
Yeah,
you do see this guy. You know,
or
that
yeah,
right. Champ, you don't see that, but you see, you know, I mean, so it's a fertile character to be able to play with, and the fact that you have Yetis and Sasquatch and Hinagon and all these other creatures that, you know, are essentially the same creature,
right? Yep.
Why can't it all be the same dude?
Right.
You know, why can't it all just be the same guy and just being spotted in different places at different times? Yeah,
he's got different nicknames.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I like that. Mm-hmm. Awesome. All right. Well, I'm going to start wrapping up. We've been going an hour and 20 minutes. So, I mean, I know it goes by so quick.
Flies right by,
it?
though.
Like, it's crazy. Yeah. So let me share the link out again for the campaign for people to check out. What's Dismay saying here? He says, you may see Cthulhu, but it's not often that you see Kung Fu Thulu.
Yeah, 100%.
That is true. That is
100%.
That's awesome. I love it. So there's the link, everybody out there that's watching. If you are watching this tomorrow, the link for the Kickstarter will be in the description of the video. So check that out. Help Dan and his crew get this campaign going. And
Right.
they've already made the goal, so it's happening. But, get your copy now, secure it. And...
I was going to say, don't be a chupacabra.
Yeah, don't be a chupacabra.
Chupacabra, right? Yeah,
that's a great.
We should all be thrown in prison for our puns.
That's a great joke, Harry.
I love it.
Yeah, it's really funny. That's great. So Dan, anything else that you want to kind of highlight that we haven't talked about tonight, like any socials or anything like that?
Yeah, I was gonna say, where can people find you?
Yeah, sure. You can find the books at lesserknowncomics.com. You can also
Yeah, Amy my wife loves that cryptid snallygaster.
I'm gonna have to Google that when we get done here.
Yeah.
lesserknowncomics.com. You can also go to bigfootknowskarate.com. You can find me at danomite139, DANOMYTE139 on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, Threads, and some other crap. And you can also, if you're a Facebook person, there is a Bigfoot Knows Karate Facebook group. Go check that out. And other than that, you can find me in your hearts right here.
Awesome. I like it. Yeah.
There you go.
If you ever think of cryptids, think of Dan and Bigfoot Knows Karate,
Absolutely.
Awesome. Johnny, anything going on in your neck of the woods?
Well, so I just want to first and foremost, Dan, thank you for taking the time to come on the show. I know all of our schedules are very busy, so taking time, we greatly appreciate you sharing the campaign with us, sharing the comic with us, and I encourage everybody to back this book. It's one of my favorite indie books of all the projects, and we've been through a lot of projects. This is one of my absolute favorite ones, so I absolutely encourage everybody to back this. 2, we'll be back next week, but the week next week I'm going to be going to New York Comic-Con, so you can find me and our good friend George Medina in Small Press, booth 2040. Get your meds, get your comics. You will be able to find us there. I hope to see you in New York.
Awesome. Yeah.
So you'll be broadcasting.
What were you saying, Harry?
No, Johnny will be broadcasting from live from New York Comic-Con.
Yeah, you're going to do any live videos?
Maybe. We'll see how it goes.
Oh, cool.
It's busy, dude. There's not going to be there's not going to be a lot of time for you to walk around. I'll tell you.
Yeah,
that.
I went 1 year. It's pretty crazy.
It is nuts. There's people stopping by your table.
Yeah,
every
so
minute.
that I even told George, I was like, I'm hoping it's a good show because I need another win after the Mid-Hudson debacle.
Well, look out for Elmo too.
Yeah, that's right. I'm staying completely out of Times Square. I didn't want to go anywhere near there.
Just watch your back. Yeah.
I'm curious to see what New York looks like post flooding too. So you know what I mean? Just if there's extra big rats with paddles,
Well, that could be a nightmare if they have streets closed, or that could be a nightmare for you.
Yeah, I think everything probably subsided by now, but it's just it's just odd that things like that happen so close to big events like this.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's interesting. What was I going to say? So yeah, I wish you guys luck. I hope you guys do well. I feel like you will. Harry, did you have anything you wanted to shout out this week? Or?
No, I'm just so happy to be caught up with all my work that I've been doing the past 2-3 weeks. I've been doing like side projects, and I finally finished, so I'm just gonna sleep. I'm just so tired from like my day job.
Good, man. Anytime you finish a project is a good thing,
Yeah, so I'll be getting some rest, and I'll later this month next November, second, third, I think, is the Rhode Island Comic-Con. So I'll be there as a fan. So.
Yeah, when you take some pictures, you'll have to that Monday when we do the show. You'll have to
I'll take some.
Share them with me so I can show them on the screen.
Yeah,
and we can talk about who you meet and stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. There's I don't know. We'll see who's there. It's a lot of who anybody you can Paula Abdul, like a bunch of weird people that are there this year, like it's like a Charmed reunion, Smallville.
You need to go dressed as MC Cool Cat.
I know. I was gonna do something like that. Take 2 steps forward.
No, MC Sky Cat. That was his name.
Whatever.
Yeah.
MC Sky Cat. Was that how do you spell that, by the way? I don't know. Is that like
Yeah,
I mean, like,
I think it was all K's. It was like scat
Okay,
cat.
all right.
Yeah.
not like crap, right? But like
No. I think he was like a scat man.
I want to do a book one year or one time. I thought an idea to do a you go into the woods and you find like some kind of animal poop, and I want to call it Who Dung It, but I think it's already been taken. Like a mystery poop, like who did it? Like a Sasquatch pooped. Like what would that look like? But I think that kind of like exists already. So then I thought maybe call it categories maybe instead. Like I don't know. I got so many weird. Like I write them all down, so I have to get to them at some point. But.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's funny. I want to definitely thank you, Dan, for coming on again. We always love having you here on the show.
Hey, categories, rock on.
Yeah. Also, want to give a
Sketch.
shout out to John Celestri, who's starting his Kickstarter soon for another episode.
He just finished one.
Yeah, he's doing another one right away.
Wow, awesome.
I don't know if it's like the second trade or what, but yeah, he's going to be doing another one. I don't know.
We
if
could
it's
always
live
use
yet.
more Bloodwing Angel.
Bloodwing Angel, yeah, it's really good,
That's right.
And also, I have the campaign still open for Mighty Mascots, but it will be closing sometime this month. I just haven't decided when yet. So, and the campaign's fulfilled. So
It's totally fulfilled, though, right?
Yeah, I'm totally done. Thank God. Just finished like
Nice,
a week or
dude,
two
nice.
ago. So now, like, get your last minute
Congrats.
orders in. So awesome. But yeah. And I don't have anything else to share. So if you guys are all good, we'll end the stream. All right, cool.
Thank y'all for having me, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Thanks for coming on, man.
Great
Yeah,
meeting you.
absolutely.
Had a good time, as always.
Yep.
Awesome.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
And then Dismay, before we go, Dismay said he's looking forward to the Milano cookie shirt giveaway.
Oh, sweet. I can
From
get you
Melissa
one.
Milano.
If she goes to Rhode Island, because they are having a charm reunion, so if she goes, I'm definitely going to add the.
You got to
Who's the
wear that
Boss-
shirt.
Well, no, I'm going to give her one. I'm going to add the Who's the Boss van in the background because it's missing from the shirt. So then I'll give it.
Well,
to
if you see Holly Marie Combs, tell her I love her.
her. All right.
Yeah, send her my love.
Send her my love.
But all right, everyone. Well, have a great week. Thank you for joining us. As always, we'll be back next Monday with another live stream. And most importantly, read some comics. All right,
Be
everybody.
kind to
We'll
one
talk to you
another.
later. Have a great
right.
week and good night.
Good night.